It's the end of August. It's the final episode of my 2011 growing season. Truth is, we have a saying here at the Healthy Back Institute: when life gets in the way. When life gets in the way, it means all of the little things in our life tend to be more important than the little things. And you know how the saying goes, don't sweat the small stuff, but it's the small stuff that's not taken care of that becomes exponential in our life. For example, in my garden, I saw one weed starting to grow, and I said, oh, I'm not going to worry about that one weed. Several weeks later, I've got 1,000 weeds, and now it's like it's too many weeds for me to tackle right now. So I was just going to pull the whole garden up and start over again next year, but I kind of realized that there's a lesson even in what I have right now. And that is, if you take a look at my garden, you can see that it is completely overgrown. I've started to pull stuff up, and I'm not really proud of what happened. But again, in my life, my father had a stroke in April. I spent a lot of time helping him. He subsequently had an obstructed bowel, which we had to address, and he didn't survive that. So he died 3 weeks ago. So I'm dealing with that. I was dealing with, my child was in swim team, and that was every day, meets on Wednesdays and on Saturdays, and there was a lot of time involved. But what I did gather, or was able to know out of what I did this year, is that it is possible to have a good season. Look, it is possible to have a 13-foot high tomato plant. It's just the problem is I wasn't able to maintain it in a way that was as productive as it could have been. This is a sweet potato plant right here. This came from one chunk of a potato, one stem, this whole thing. And really the lesson is, I didn't know how big a sweet potato plant was going to be, but it basically took up a third of my garden and went into the playground area. So my point is that you need to be careful with not letting those small things get in the way. By that I mean, don't neglect the small things. Understand that we all have 5 minutes to take care of ourselves, our health, our wealth, our relationships. We all have that. But don't feel like in your life that if you don't do it, it's okay. Because the small things start to build up over time. And then you have, what I have in my garden. And my father developed, conditions because he didn't really address some of the small things in his life. So again, if you be proactive in everything that you do in your health, wealth, and relationships, sometimes the solutions will come to you easier. And that's really the message for today. Take care, and I'll see you next year.